Hey you. Hi, it's day-oyabunmi. Just a quick announcement. I recently published my ebook, The Intuitive Tarot Guide, for those new to their tarot journeys. If you're interested in learning the meanings of the cards and how to read them intuitively, please head over to my website, daydreamalston.com/store. I've also included a bonus video so that you people who are visual learners will be able to see me actually handle the cards and learn my personal process for reading them. Greetings! Welcome in. It's Day, aka Oyabumi. Welcome to another episode. Today, I want to discuss the importance of becoming your own priest or priestess. But first, if you're interested in an Ifa reading, head Orisha reading, tarot reading, Ifa Orisha related ebooks, online courses, some other books, stuff like that, check out my website, daydreamalston.com/store. Okay, so I have been receiving this particular message for, oh my goodness, months now. It may even be a year about the importance of becoming self-reliant when it comes to our spirituality and our spiritual practices. So often we seek outside of ourselves. We search outside of ourselves for answers about our own consciousness, our own growth and evolution. For some reason, we don't have the confidence um, to check in with ourselves and to trust the information that we get, right, about our own paths and our own spiritual growth, so on and so forth. And, this is something that we've been taught since we were children. We were taught to, look to others for information. And when you're a child, that's fine. You need that, right? That's part of our inclusion process into society. We learn how to become adults by emulating the people around us. But even as we get older, we're kind of pushed towards looking to others for information, right? So we look for others who are in positions of authority, others who we think are leaders in a particular field, and we literally put a lot of our faith in them to provide the answers we're looking for. It's very rare that people just kind of sit and tune in, and pay attention to their own insights and inner wisdom to figure out how to proceed forward, right? So for some time now, there's been this continuous badgering of this message, because that's how my divine support system communicates with me. They'll start to like bring something to my awareness, and they'll keep on bringing it to my awareness until I am like, oh shit, like, okay, I need to pay attention to this. So I've been getting this message about the importance of being self-reliant in our spiritual practices. Um, what if something happens and you can't afford to pay $300 for an ebo, for a sacrifice to Ifa or Risha? What if you don't have the don't have access to a Babalawo or Iyanifa, a tarot reader? How do you figure out what's going on in your life? How do you pinpoint the energies that are kind of calling out to you? The way you do that is by becoming your own priest or priestess, right? So I just want to let you know, when I say becoming a priest or priestess, I'm not speaking of initiation specifically. For the purpose of this talk, I'm going to actually say that initiation is optional. One of the most, actually, he is the most conscious person I know. One of my elders, high consciousness, right? Woke. He's awake. He's not initiated. He doesn't even believe in initiation. He got to this point in his spiritual evolution through meditation and reading mad books. Like straight up, that's it, He read a lot, he meditated, and he got to the point where his consciousness has expanded, greatly. Initiation is optional. It's not something that you absolutely need to do to become a priest or priestess in your own life. But there are two keys, I would say, to becoming a priest or priestess. One, let's start with divination. Throughout antiquity, cultures all throughout the world had different divination techniques and practices. We had groups that used the I Ching, the runes, the tarot and oracle cards are a more recent creation, right? In the history of the earth, we had people in Africa who used the bones, who used cowrie shells, kola nut, ikeen or poele for divination. There are just so many options. We have pendulums. People use scrying into crystal balls and fire and water to divine, right? To see what's coming, to gain divine messages and guidance. So for you, in order to become your own priest or priestess, it's absolutely necessary for you to have some type of divination practice. Now, you don't even absolutely need to use a tool. Some people can sit in meditation and will receive messages, right, and visions about what's to come. But divination really is just gaining access to the divine, right? And I think we all should have a way to do that. So, for you to become your own priest or priestess, it's important that you identify what your tool is going to be. What path are you going to take to access the divine? Is it going to be through tarot? Is it going to be through Obi and Arugbo or Kola Nut? Are you going to go through the processes of becoming a Babalawo or Iyanifa to learn how to cast Ifa and read the Odu? So decide what that is for you. But there are so many tools that you can pick up on your own that don't take years of training, right? Where you can start to become comfortable with your own divination tools and skills. So that's one key, right, to becoming your own priest or priestess. The second one is being able to create energetic shifts in your life, right? So often people go for spiritual work, they do sacrifice, they do offering to particular deities to shift things in their lives, right? But that's one way to do it. Another way is to just really tune in and figure out what you can do, on your own without having to go through someone else, right, to create this energetic shift. So, some of these different practices you can, try out and see which works for you in terms of creating these shifts are developing rituals such as prayer, right? Having an altar, sitting at your altar, focusing on your altar, meditating at your altar. Your altar can be, an ancestor altar. It can be an altar to you, an altar to your desires, right? So that's one way to focus on creating energetic shifts. You can make offerings on your own, right? So make offerings to your ancestors, make offerings at the river, at the ocean, identifying what feels right for you. You can actually create energetic shifts in your life by connecting with nature, bonding with trees, again, being near water. Nature is very much a key to energetic shifting in one's life. Some people actually use, like I said, again, meditation to shift things in their lives just by being still. Because when you're still, you allow messages and guidance to come to you more easily. So these are two keys to becoming your own priest or priestess. There are so many more, but these are great starting points, right? Divination and then finding ways to create energetic shifts in your life. I'm going to suggest that you go towards the spiritual practices that are calling you, that stand out to you. I do have some tools on my website that could help you become your own priest or priestess. The Intuitive Tarot Guide is a new ebook I created. It has an accompanying bonus video where I teach you how to read the tarot intuitively. Obi Arugbo Divination Handbook, where I'll teach you how to use kola nut to divine, right, to actually get messages. If you have Ifa, Hand of Ifa, or Ifa Initiation, I have the Oshe Ifa ebook or online training, which can teach you how to communicate with your Ifa and receive messages. And I also have the Ori online training, which helps you to just get in tune and in alignment with your higher self, with your high consciousness. Okay, so a lot of what I'm going to be doing on this channel moving forward is about getting you to the point where you are self-reliant, self-sufficient, and confident in your ability to be your own priest or priestess. Thank you so much for joining me today. Remember, with anything I suggest, please go towards those tools and those practices that feel the best for you, okay? This is not a one size fits all experience. Spirituality is very personal, okay? I'll talk to you next time. Ashe.